all of their picks. If this is gonna be a Zeri, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Huh? But this Kassadin is very early, though. Like you can still play Yone into it, but because Vladimir just got selected, it's safe enough to pick the Kassadin into it. The Krag is going to be prioritized by attack, which means that Ornn will most likely be the option for KBG unless they're still not comfortable in playing the Ornn and will go for the Alistar instead.
And go for a Nautilus maybe. They're not gonna pick up the Nautilus for sure, but there's a bigger chance of them picking up the Galio. Yeah, there you go. Jax for KG.
Still, almost the same picks, but just reversed.
Are they gonna pick everything that they pick on the other side?
Oh, mind blown for sure.
They shouldn't. No. Just because they banned the Kazakhs, that's not possible anymore. but the Zeri could be picked up here still.
But then again, right? Like at least now you're seeing that KBG is willing to at least play defensive on one side of the map, right? Like KG is not really going to take up as much resources as possible as a Jax. Yeah, sure, late game Jax is very scary, but here in competitive, it's used as a lane stabilizer, which means that, you know, the Tone can just visit KG over and over again and try to farm up some of the minions that your Baron laner has. Share some resources, share some XP.
Yeah, and for now, they even banned the Ornn so that you don't really have a lot of choices anymore. There is also a chance that they could ban the Alistar from Yu here, so he wouldn't have this option for this side.
Yep. Xayah being banned away. I wonder if another AD carry will be targeted here. Yeah, there you go. Zeri is going to be targeted away or banned away by KBG, which is a surprise because oftentimes you see that the Zeri is available. They will be picking it for Xiaoma. Is this a game that we see the Ashe for Xiaoma?
Oh! The Ashe is possible though, as you were saying, it's gonna get picked!
We saw this from a mile away. I feel super proud of our duo.
This is so fun. This is so fun to see them picking up the champions right here. That you were expecting for Xiaoma to actually get this up with the Ashe, and now the Lucian is gonna get picked up just for them to have a counter in the early game against the Ashe. Because yes, Lucian has a lot of potential for early game power, but Jace is gonna be picked up here by Weva.
Okay. Early game damage, and again, trying to finish the game as early as possible. They're doubling down. They have the Jace, they have the Lucian. But on the other side, right, like, it's really super hard to dominate a lane that has the Ashe, and especially with the Freylord buddy in the Braum, because this is just going to be a very safe lane, right? Like, the volley will be used to wave clear and stabilize the lane, not really giving enough priority onto the other side. And the one thing that you have to be very mindful of is that by the time that Xiaoma is level 5, he's really very flexible in throwing those arrows to hit from, as you say it best, downtown.
Yeah. And what I am looking forward to here is how they are gonna use these champions that are the first from the first 3 picks on both sides. So would the Ton be able to get the performance that we expect from him when he's the one now that is using the Nilla compared to what Weibo was able to do last game?
Lots to unpack, for sure. But the story is, how would this be played by KBG? Because if anything, right, like this is the game that you watch if you are part of the support staff of other teams, right? Like if KBG will be able to make this Nilla work, it just might be, you know, the pick that we'll be expecting by tomorrow and on Sunday as well, right? Like, that's the thing. If KBG is able to make it work, teams will try to copy and emulate the same strat.
Yeah, for sure. And if they emulate this same strat, oh man, I'm gonna be real scared. We're gonna be entering a new realm it's gonna be a Nilla meta in the jungle, and that's the problem here. How are people gonna be able to answer that Nilla? I mean, yes, early game champions like what the Jays could do in the early game would be good answers, but most of the time, see in conference battles don't usually go for big fights in the early game.
I didn't see the runes, by the way. It was super quick, but hopefully we get to see the runes soon. Under 9 picked Kassadin, and yeah, to our surprise was the biggest damage dealer.
Goes in for the slow. They're gonna go for the stun against that. And Juju is also super low now.
Wait, did you say you what? Like Lucian was supposed to win early, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they're supposed to. Yu is making it hard though. Yu is making it hard for them.
Yeah, of course, right? But again, not what we expected. Xiaoma getting good damage in, and again, just staying true to what they are very much known for. Ashe for Xiaoma is definitely one of her staple picks. And from last season, if anything, right, he's one of the best Ashe players that we have in the world. Maybe second to Mirmo.
Yeah.
Debatable, sure.
Man. Yeah, for sure.
Debatable, right? Like
we could always definitely say that Mirmo was the pioneer of the Ashe, and everybody respected the Ashe after he used it. So yes, it's always gonna be that way.
No bias, surely.
Yeah.
We're having fun right now. I hope you guys are having a wonderful evening too. If you haven't, actually, not just that, right? We also have to cater to the Western audience. If you are from the Western side of the world, good morning to everyone.
Yeah. And it's close to your weekend, everybody. That's why we're having fun here. Now KBG sees where Weiba is. Oh, that shock blast damage.
About to see it. Now Weiba and company will be able to at least scam away some tower plates here. And there you go, 2 tower plates. Very good to have.
Ooh! One more shock blast and they got super low. It's a good thing that Weiba's gonna back away. At least they get some gold after that, and maybe the next wave after, and then try to recall.
You saw Nila? He's helping, right? He's helping. He's helping by getting some minions, golden XP, and that's what you want to do, right? Like, if the pro players are doing it this way, if I ever play in a ranked game and I do the same thing, you should not shout at me, right? You should not pin me.
That's true. I saw this yesterday in Wild Rift Esports. That's why I'm doing it.
Exactly. Under 9 though, on the reversal of picks, this time on the Vladimir facing against the Kassadin, we saw how effective the Kassadin is by dishing out the most damage in the game. In game number 1.
That's why it's gonna be a different. It's gonna be a difference.
No way!
Body slam to get to Xiaoma, gets the first blood.
Oh, very confident is Trace Esports.
I think they're not done here. I think you use the glacial feature, but it's not enough to get any kills.
Super sexy the dive by Trace Esports, and they could just do this, right? Like, win lane, win game is a possibility for them. Xiaoma did not respect the all-in, and flashing in with a body slam is that. It's not the other way around, right? Oftentimes we see the body slamming into their flash, but Tak, with his own variation of the combo, was able to get the first kill happen. Followed up by Korn being also able to dive. And that's a very good start for Trace Esports.
It's gonna be hard here for KBG. They don't really have any damage in the early game, because remember, they have a Vladimir. They basically have no damage in the early game. That's why the first objective is gonna be really hard for them.
Oh man, 2 kills for Tak, for Juju, actually, not Tak. So it was gifted over to Delusion, which is a lot more scarier and a lot better for Trace Esports.
Yep. And what they can do here for KBG is just to hold on to the late game, because that's exactly what they need to do. The second objective after that is when their composition will start to rise, but now they don't really have any chances.
They need to go for a trade. surely, right? But it doesn't look like Trace Esports
What?
will not let that trade happen. The early game lineup of Trace Esports being gifted the advantage will be getting this Mountain Dragon and will most likely translate over to another objective at the first 5 minutes of the game. Like,
Yeah.
that's on what are you to do?
He has nothing to do here. He's just gonna be giving this objectives to the hands of Weva. Because if he tries to do something, he might get killed pretty easily here by Trace Esports. And that's why they're trying to delay it. Look at what they're doing. They're trying to delay it. They're waiting for the recall timers of Juju before they try to take this Rift Herald.
Exactly, and now 5 people converging, trying to approach and trying to challenge this Rift Herald takedown by Trace Esports. Definitely could be a massive fight here. Dash with Xiaoma always having the luxury to start the team fight by using his Enchanted Crystal Arrow.
Yeah, they're gonna go in. Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Yu is in front of everybody. Uses
Or-
the Glacial Fissure to the ground. And KBG doesn't have any more CCs.
Yeah, now they have to back away. Now they have to go for something else in the map. That's own. Yeah, sure, you are a very scary late game champion, but at this point in the game, 2 objectives gifted over to Trace Esports. KBG will have to crawl back into this game.
Yeah, they're just gonna be giving it back to the side of Trace Esports for now. And they're gonna wait for the next objective before they start the next one. Look at what the Talon is doing. He's just trying to get as much resources as he can this early in the game.
Yep.
Because he's really thirsty for that resource.
Yeah, that's the best. That's the best thing to do right here, right now. And if you are Trace Esports, you can just use the Rift Herald to summon it here in the mid lane. Tack again. QSS on the Gragas. New meta.
Yeah. They're just really going for it so that they don't get CC or stopped by a CC whenever they go for an engage, which is honestly, technically, it's a really nice way of going about it.
One would understand for sure, right? Especially if you are this aggressive. And this also unlocks a lot more plays for the Gragas
Yeah.
at the CN conference. Can't wait to see it from our APAC teams as well.
Yeah. Now they're going to be taking this tower down the bot lane. They're going to have a 5k gold lead after this. Very big gold lead for the side of Trace Esports. And KBG so far doesn't have any answers.
Possibly can start with another Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Like, even their Baron laners has to play passive, right? Like, their Jax not really going to be very aggressive, especially with the lineup that Trace Esports has. One overstep can spell his doom. Yeah, sure, he has the counter strike, but if you get comboed by Weba at this point in time, I mean, dude, you have to respect Weba. Wait, Bloodthirster for his item?
Oh, what?
Yeah, I think this is just, you know, Weba things.
Yeah, he can make things
Arrow?
work. If it does, look
QSS.
at that. That is the QSS magic.
That's one way to deal with the
Those
Ash.
are the question mark too.
Well, that's always a thing for Trace Esports, though.
Yeah,
They-
especially for Tac. Tac does that every time.
True, right? Like, yeah, always is. Oh,
Ooh, gonna go and chase down Corn. Flash is gonna be used by him, but on backside Tac, might be able to get a big ultimate here.
yeah. Oh, okay. Wait. Also trying to help out. A 4-man strong pusher here on the top side, but I don't think they have enough minions to go for the push.
Yeah. And this is gonna be it. A lot of members of KBG also answered, and they have a lot of people here too, waiting for Xiaoma to get the Enchanted Crystal Arrow before they engage.
And now there's a potential dive. Camille being called here. Lisa
Yeah, explosive gas onto 3 people, and now they're back to nothingness. Because right there, we're seeing damage is not piling up from the side of KBG. They don't have any.
And Tag being initiating it all with a very good explosive task. Yeah, and Renai will be able to at least get some of the recalls, delay their tempo. And Weba just sending off a shock blast in return. Let's look at that replay. Surely there's a replay, right? I don't think there will be a replay because there's a dragon. But yeah, I mean, you can see it from afar that KBG was definitely being very reactive off the plays by Trace Esports, and that's what happens when you are this far behind, right? Like, when Lisa went and pathed towards top side, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and always when it comes down to this fight still, what is gonna be expected for them is just to really just lose on a lot. Even now they don't have any chances in winning any fights against Trace Esports, but they're gonna try still.
Yep. This is one way to deny the soul.
Yeah, goes in for the Hextech ultimatum, still gets it in the end. Weba, and now onto the back line, though, look at the damage piling up. Now KBG now has a fighting chance, and they got 2 kills.
A dragon for 2 kills. At least some signs of life for KBG, but the threat of the Ocean Soul is still possible. But look at that replay once again, the Tone KG. And again, they just locked down one of their primary targets with Shama free hitting. Still has to respect the damage coming from the Ashe. Not enough though at this stage of the game. You need more if you're KBG.
Yeah, and with the Black Cleaver too a while ago was built by Xiaoma. It's gonna be a really helpful spot for the side of KBG here, so that they're gonna go for, yes, we have a bit of damage, we have a bit of cooldown, so that we have enchanted crystal arrows every time.
Yeah, and finally, CN Teams has found the solution to Ashe. That is to build the Quicksilver Enchant. Even Juju is respective of the enchanted crystal arrow, and has now built a QSS for himself.
Yeah, they really need to be scared about it though. But right now, they can be confident a lot more. Most of the times, the problems whenever you're facing an Ashe is when you get hit by the arrow and you can't do anything.
Yep. 2 items already completed for the Tone, by the way. And again, same could be said for Unrun 9. This is where things could go extra spicy, with Baron spawning up in a couple of seconds. KBG, how will they play this out?
1 minute on the clock.
Arrow
have the Baron
goes over to the bot lane.
Arrow onto the bot lane. Lisa was able to dodge it in time. And KG now has this advantage. He already used his Grandmaster's Might.
But there is someone still there. If Lisa ever over pursues, the Tone will be there to at least provide some assistance. Going for the shadow play. They're baiting in Lisa and Tak.
Yeah. Do they not know that the Ton is there? Okay, they didn't get any information.
Yep. No
from,
info.
The Ton moving there. So this is gonna be a chance here for the fight.
Oh, they're going for the blue.
Esports, damage from the shock blast, fighting for a blue buff. And there's gonna be there's explosive cast was able to get 3 down in front for the side. Tak is also gonna fall down, but the damage coming in from KBG is gonna be enough. Flashing in from Korn, gets the pulse, gets the slow. Xiaoma is gonna be left alone, and he's gonna be dead. At least a 1-for-1.
Yeah, it's a 1-for-1, but KBG should be happy with what happened there, right? Like, it could have been the cleanup that a Kassadin is so capable of doing. A 1-for-1 is still a fair trade. Xiaoma being left to his own device to survive that all-in coming from Trace Esports. Oh no. I'm sensing something is about to happen. I don't want to say it yet because I don't want to jinx it. But can you feel it too, Dash?
I can feel it. It's getting colder.
Because the thing here is, Trace Esports, even with all the advantages that they have, even with 2 dragons and all the goldie that they have, they cannot get that extremely decisive team fight to win them their game. And the Tone slowly scaling up.
Yeah, everybody is. Especially even Unrun 9 is going to be scaling up. And with the difference between what Trace Esports has and what KBG has a while ago is the mobility that they have, yes. But Unrun 9 has a lot of ways of going on Weba, and he can kill Weba easily.
Exactly, and this is... It's not just Weba that he can kill almost anyone except for the Kassadin, I guess. There's also no stasis available for Juju, which means that Unrun 9 can just ravage down the solution.
That's true. That's why it's gonna be different. The Ton used the dash a while ago, so he's gonna be left alone right here. But the damage coming in from him is gonna be enough. Look at KG following through onto the back line. Now he's in front. He's gonna be killed. That's so much damage coming from Korn.
Now KBG needs to reset. Trace Esports can threaten down Death's Baron, but Unrun 9 and company might still be able to contest. Yeah, one person down for KBG, but the jungler is still alive.
Yeah, and they still don't want to get this. They still have
they're going for the soul.
That is possible here for them. The Ton is still alive. They use some ultimates on the side of Trace Esports, but this is an easy take. A soul for them. Yeah,
it's a mountain soul. I correct myself. So more resistance is available for Trace Esports.
That's going to be good now. They can go in. And they're going to be chasing down KBG, but They're still gonna back away. With this Mountain Soul, it's gonna be so hard to kill them.
Okay. Alright, I think that's enough, right? Like, 3 dragons, a soul to boot is enough to win against KBG and possibly a Baron as well. Arrow?
Now here comes the arrow. They're gonna chase down
Jungler
Peace out.
super
They
far
still
away.
don't have a flash here, but the Hextech ultimatum is not gonna be enough. The taunt is... I think this is the time.
Surely, at least one way to attack a Baron indirectly is by decreasing the numbers of Trace Esports. 4 people strong, but the Elder is always going to be a win condition. The Mountain Dragon again, the soul itself presents some shield and resistances, which will make it harder for all this all-ins coming from KBG.
Yeah, and usually we don't see KBG be in this state that they are on the losing end, but here we're seeing them at their weakness. But what's great about them is when it comes to the team fights, they know that they're not gonna lose.
Indeed, that's the goal, right? For you to finally win team fights against the best team that we have had for a long time now. I believe that if anything, the KBG is still running on a win streak. Oh, that top side.
Yeah, and Jensen Crystal Arrow was able to hit, but it's not going to continue to anything more. The taunt is going to be bagging away. Flashes are used from Trace.
Yep, but the tower is still standing strong in the bot lane.
Yeah.
Juju, meanwhile.
Tower in the mid lane might be able to get taken down, though. Look at that. Juju got it so fast. And now on the top side, too, another tower is going to be taken down. And KBG is just going to be losing on a lot of priority here.
Yeah, even the top lane tower is about to get destroyed if they ever over-pursue, but Trace Esports wisely backs away and will just spend those unspent gold just in time for the Elder Dragon to spawn up in 30 seconds.
Yeah, with this 8k gold lead to their side, this is almost really hard. But at that, but we're at that point in where after they get their 4th items, it wouldn't really matter if they got that big of a lead. But if they get this Elder Drake, that is GG.
Yeah, it comes down to execution, surely, right? Like, but there are lots of things going on for Trace Esports right now that one might think that, you know what, if this was not KBG, this should have been, or this should be an over already.
No, Juju's gonna be dead because of that, and that's gonna be the end of it. One has been taken off. They have the apotheosis. Tag is gonna be next, but they have one follow through. Slipstream is gonna be used. Wasn't able to flash away, and that is gonna be the end of it. KBG could be ended in this game. KG is in front, but he's not gonna be able to do much. This game is gonna be taken by Trace Esports.
Good start, but in the end, it was Trace Esports again surmounting a decent amount of gold lead. And also that soul was very pivotal for Trace Esports to extend this game series into game number 3.
This is going to be game number 3, and that was such a great game coming from Trace.